What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 408th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, SBJ. Here, correct episode, correct podcast. Will also here, correct episode, correct podcast.
I no, actually, I was supposed to be on a different podcast, but you preempted with this particular program. But, you know, I guess also sometimes it snows in May, so who knows what's going on in the world anymore.
Greg knows what's going on in the world.
I do know what's going on in the world, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm mad at all of you for not telling me about the Pokemon Zoom backgrounds.
Oh, my word.
This is important to my life.
I'm
no way.
Assuming you have a lot of a lot of Zoom calls.
Look, I run at least 2 RPGs on 2 different days that use Zoom, and I play Jackbox games sometimes through Zoom. So don't start with me. I actually bought a thing to have a monthly Zoom meeting so I could run games. So there.
What are the Zoomers? Is that what we're calling people who use Zoom?
Oh, no.
No.
What? No, it's called...
We are not.
Employed people, because that's pretty much the only option nowadays. What are you going to do? Microsoft Teams? I don't think so.
Yeah. Good luck.
That's what we're using.
Brittany's here.
Yes.
We brought her on just to talk about Microsoft Teams, actually.
I'm learning about that as we
Brittany,
speak.
Microsoft Teams expert.
Oh, yes.
4 of us, we didn't think Greg would make it, so we pulled Brittany, but Greg roped their way back into tonight's show.
I don't think that's the right expression, but sure.
That's one way to put it.
That sounds dastardly. I'm definitely not holding you hostage. But if I were, people listening, it's $1 million to get Steve back. Just saying.
No one's paying that much for me.
I know. It's been a long, long time. It's been like a year. Even your wife is like, nah, that's okay.
It's true. Yeah, well, I'm a lost cause. We got some Pokemon news for you guys today. We got some Go news, some Master news, some people love it. The hot and heavy sales number news is from Nintendo. I think we're going to start off our Pokemon news, though, with 2 breaking points. Number 1.
Breaking points?
I'm so...
This is where
it's
we
like
end.
split metaphors of sprinkles of illusion and simile.
Free shipping on PokemonCenter.com. That's point number 1. Breaking news.
Breaking point.
Breaking point. Breaking news. Breaking point, I think, was like a TCG set, I'm sure.
It was.
Well, it was breakpoint.
Well, close enough.
So even if you order like a $10 plush, free shipping, it's normally $50. Could be dangerous if you like Pokemon merch. Number 2, breaking point number 2 is Raboot, Drizzle, Thwackey, Sirfetch'd, Galarian, Ponyta, Cramorant, and Poltegeist plushes have been added to the Pokemon Center.
That Cramorant's so good.
Ugh.
I actually have not been impressed by the new Galarian stuffed animals, especially the Obstagoon. I think that thing looks terrible. If you give that to your child, it's basically telling your child that you don't like them, and you're very disappointed in them.
Yeah,
No one needs Raboot either.
The Poltegeist, the fact that the cracks and holes aren't real, like it's just painted on the outside, so it's still a perfect sphere. I'm having difficulties.
the cracks are really low effort on this Poltegeist. They're just black lines.
I mean, but they did put in a ton of work for Cramorant. I don't think that Pokemon has looked better. It's got a great smile, a great look.
You know, I know you're being malicious here. The Sirfetch'd, they did put in the work.
They did put in the work for Sirfetch'd. Sirfetch'd, they put in the work.
The shield is like great. It's like they didn't cop out like the Poltegeist thing. The leak, they got the onion pop, like everything about it. The eyes, their budget was like, here's $1,000 to design these plushes, and the first the first thing they designed was Surfetch, and then they were like, oh, we only have $50 left for our budget, so we got to use this and stretch it across Cramorant Pulte guys over here. You really got the short end of the stick.
Ponyta's not too bad. I like the Ponyta one.
The Pony one's pretty good.
I liked it when the first time I saw it, and it was called My Little Pony.
Oh.
It's still called My Little Pony. Okay. You have to buy both Morpekos, don't you? Because it doesn't change. It's not like they did a cool thing and make it inside out that you can twist it. I thought they made
an inside out Morpeko. I still don't know how to say this thing. I thought they made an inside one out in Japan. They also made a Cramorant with a fish in its mouth in Japan, but they didn't bring that over?
Too offensive for the American market.
Is it?
Also, because Japan's really mad that we didn't tell them about the national decks, so we're not going to get the good stuff for a while.
They're holding out the good plushes on us.
Well, and also, Japanese people don't realize that people eat sushi over here, so the whole concept of raw fish, they're like, well, we can't let the Americans see raw fish, so they'll think that there's something culturally wrong with that.
I mean, there is, but...
Would you stop? I had a delicious sushi for lunch.
I'm waiting at my sushi delivery right now, but it's all vegetables.
Oh. I feel like you're not doing it right, then.
Why?
Is sushi if there's no raw fish?
Yes.
I mean, I guess
even in Japan.
There is vegetarian sushi, so I stand corrected. I apologize.
Tamago is my favorite one. It's an omelet on rice.
Ugh.
All right. Full disclosure. I'm partnered with DNA.
Oh, we're going to talk about this, are we?
I'm not excited to talk about this. Full disclosure, I'm not excited to talk about this. This is off PokemonMasters-game.com, which, yes, is the official website for Pokemon Masters. Before we get into this, Will, you still playing Masters?
No, I only have room for one gacha game in my life, and it has become Vanguard Zero. But I can compare with my Vanguard Zero experiences.
Okay, all right. Greg's still playing Masters. I don't have to ask that question. Brittany, are you playing Masters at all?
No, I just can't keep up with it.
Fair enough.
I'm real mad at it right now.
Here we go. Message.
Get ready to play even less.
I guess you're not technically wrong.
That's what they're doing.
Volume 10. Greetings, trainers. We're the producers of Pokemon Masters. Saaki, I think is how you say it. And Tetsuya Uguchi here with a new message for you. This time we are excited to share the details about the Legendary Arena, a new feature and future updates. New updates to tactics and team optimization. Have you been making use of the new tactic feature we introduced in April's update?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how to use it. I didn't look at it, and I don't really know how to use it.
With the tactics, you can control the order in which the opponents target your members. Oh, wait, no, I did do this. I actually needed to do it for the silver thing. Them targeting Milotic first was actually very helpful. By using this feature to protect your vulnerable sync pairs, you can now battle with an extra layer of strategy. We hope you find this feature useful in the upcoming Battle Villa and the upcoming Legendary Arena. We've also updated the team optimization setting to be even better at assembling the best sync pair lineups for you. Use it along with the tactics to create a strategical, sound team all at once. I will say that feature was very good. I didn't know that was a new feature, though.
How do you do it? I haven't played with it at all.
I think when you go into your team, this is a good question because I did it when is it the tactics button you just click on? Yeah, you just click on the tactics button under edit team.
Oh, okay.
And then you can pick who is getting hit first and who's getting hit last.
I mean, when I was playing, I probably would have liked that feature a lot, but...
Yeah, well, when...
Yes.
there's like certain Pokemon in Masters that like need to set up stuff and then they're just dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you're like, you're done. you did what you needed to do. The Legendary Arena battle parameters are completely new to Pokemon Masters. The Legendary Arena opens mid-June, and the first battle will be against Entei. The Battle Villa and the Legendary Arena are similar in that you have to use a multiple teams to battle, but in Legendary Arena, the number of sync pairs that can join battles in a single day is greater. Your opponent in the Legendary Arena will boast a lot of HP and the HP decreases, its attack patterns and status conditions resistances will change, which means that different sync pairs will excel at different parts of the battle. For the first legendary arena, we recommend you pairing your water type sync pairs. Okay, so that's out of the way now. The tactic thing made it better. Legendary arena coming mid-June. Entei, power up your water Pokemon. You probably already did this if you're doing the Ho-Oh event right now. This is what the community doesn't seem happy about.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go through this, there is a feedback form. You can provide them feedback. They are listening. If you want to send Gucci and Sasaki feedback. Because the Japanese team makes these decisions. I only work with the English team, and they're asking me for feedback as well on this. I feel you guys. All right, here we go. Plans to improve existing features. We have received feedback regarding the amount of time required to train sync pairs. Since training requires multiple items and only so many items can be obtained from a single battle, trainers must complete the same battles several times. They heard you, Greg.
No, they didn't!
In order to streamline the process and provide better balance of time spent to rewards earned, we are revisiting the system. This all sounds good so far. Reduce time spent battling for items. Sounds great. Reorganize battles that reward items. Sounds good.
Yep.
Set a maximum number of playable battles per day.
Nope.
No.
No. Why? Why are you doing this?
Here's a breakdown of what each improvement entails. Reduce time spent battling for items. We are implementing adjustments to sync pairs that join your team. This includes having them start with unlocked level caps for certain levels and access to all of their moves and their passive skills. We are introducing an item that will allow you to skip battles while getting rewards. Currently, sync pairs needed to be trained for a certain degree for trainers to fully enjoy challenge battles. The items required to do so can take time to obtain. Our goal is to streamline the training process so everyone can focus on enjoying exciting battles. Ultimately, we want to reduce the need to auto-battle to obtain items. Reorganizing battles that reward items. We are considering reorganizing battles to according of what items they award. Items for level cap, items for leveling up, evolution items, and sync orbs, and so on. Setting a maximum number of playable battles a day. We are setting a limit on the maximum number of battles that can be played in one day. This limit wouldn't apply to all battles, only to battles obtaining items to strengthen sync pairs via the Battle Villa or other battles with matching, such as co-op, would not be affected. To balance things out, we will drastically increase the number of items that we can acquire in one battle. Under this new system, you'll be able to decide which battles to prioritize. With these adjustments, we hope to make the training experience much more efficient. We are always working hard to deliver updates and improvements that make the world of Pokemon Masters as fun as possible. We prioritize trainers' feedback throughout the development process, so don't hesitate to let us know what you think. Okay, that's what we got so far.
So I didn't hear the word stamina once, but you guys said there was a whole stamina thing.
Yeah, I guess we don't know fully what...
Right.
Maybe the maximum number of battles is like 100?
Yeah, so
like, I don't...
In essence, the maximum number of battles per day is what a stamina system is in other games.
Ah.
So, for my main one, Dragalia Lost, you have 150 stamina a day. Top tier battles take 10 of those stamina, so you can only do 15 battles a day. That game, however, lets you build up. So if there's events you don't want to go to, you can build up your stamina and keep it to focus on something that you do want to do, which I do hope they do here. I was very excited when they say they're introducing an item that allow you to skip battles while getting the rewards. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. That's what everybody wants. The biggest problem with this is I have a sync pair that I'm trying to do the Ho-Oh event. I've got a sync pair. I need 750 of a particular bottle, and under the current system, one battle will give me 20. So I've got like 38 of those battles that I have to do to unlock this next level so that I can get through this Ho-Oh event, which is limited, to try, like, there's just this huge time sink. So unless they are going to really ramp up the rewards, I mean, and they have to make it pretty drastic, it's the same problem, except the game cuts you off.
Yep.
So, like, if they triple it, but only give you 10, I'm still not able to get what I need to level up. You're just telling me to stop playing the game because you're done.
It's almost like a contradiction here. Like they're admitting, like, yes, we know that there's so many items that you need to level up these Pokemon and these trainers, but we know this, and we're gonna set a cap. Like, it's good that they're increasing the maximum amount that you can get with each battle, but I don't see how putting a cap is fixing the problem. Like, skipping battles, yes, that's helping the process. Putting caps on it, no. Especially if you're not keeping up with it every single day.
Yeah. The only glimmer of hope I have is that the reward increase is so huge that they feel the need to level out how fast people can get to the top by putting a stamina-like cap on it. This is entirely dependent on something they have never shown in the past, which is giving out a lot of rewards.
Okay. So obviously I've switched over to Vanguard Zero. And in Vanguard Zero, they actually do use the word stamina, and you level up as you play. The more you play, your grade increases, right? So I'm very low grade right now, but as your grade increases, your maximum stamina increases. And you use your stamina to play matches, but the actual thing that you pay cash money for in Vanguard Zero is the thing that lets you refill your stamina so that you can do more matches and get rewards. So it's not really like a limit on the number of games you can play per day, because you can pay cash money to refill your stamina and play more games. So is that different from what's happening here?
So right now, money can only be spent to pull sync pairs and to sometimes get some items. Since there's no main character, there's no levels. Like, you do have a player character, but you can ignore your player character for all the other sync pairs. So there's nothing like, oh, I've got a level 5 player character, so if I need to get more stamina, do I need to get my player character in Pikachu up to 100 to max out my stamina? But I have all these others at 100. So, that sort of how other games do it is a weird fit here.
Mm-hmm.
Adding in pay money to play more. I mean,
well, we don't know. We don't know if that's a thing.
Right, we don't know that that's a thing. But if they do that, I mean, they're already rip-off artists with the amount that you have to pay for gems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, adding that in is... I mean, there's very few ways this can be implemented that actually helps the game and doesn't hurt it.
Yeah, I mean, we could be overreacting, and it could be okay. I mean, I know Greg has complained about the amount of times we just have to sit here and do auto battle, and I think maybe people who really want Silver and Ho-Oh are maybe experiencing that right now. And we haven't really talked about the Silver and Ho-Oh event, but they do this thing where every 4 hours you get 3 bonuses applied to the auto battle. So it's actually kind of nice because it just lets me know when I can come back, which is almost kind of like them testing this out, maybe, or maybe this was a precursor to that, because
I mean,
if I get 4 coins or whatever when I complete a battle normally, or if I just wait the 4 hours, I can get 12, or if I do it when it's the bonus time, I can get 30. And then it's just okay, well, I'm done. I'll get my 30. I'll come back in 4 or 5 hours and I'll get another 30. And it's been a nice way for me to do the Ho-Oh event. And I was able to get Ho-Oh today just by doing that twice a day for a week. I would wake up, I would do my 3 auto battle bonus coins, and then right before I went to bed, I could have been doing it more, I just forgot. And right before I went to bed, I did my 3 auto battle thing. It was nice to interact with Pokemon Masters that way, and I did really bad pulls in the loot box 1, and then loot box 2, I got really bad pulls, and I got lucky for number 3. I got the Ho-Oh ticket thing right away, and then number 4, I got the Ho-Oh ticket thing like right away, and I was able to get Ho-Oh just by doing 1 set of 3s in the morning and 1 set of 3s at night. And I thought that was a really great experience. But if maybe you weren't super lucky, or maybe you would just wanted to get Ho-Oh on day 1, I can see it being very bad. Like, no one wants to do the same battle all day, every day for the luck of getting Ho-Oh. But I thought this event was good, but it also kind of seems like this event was a test period for what they're about to do.
Well, so this event was the improvement event. So in previous events like this, you would only get the bonus once on each level, and then you wouldn't get the bonus again for 24 hours. So for like the Mewtwo event, you'd have to do level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. You'd get the bonus for each of those, and then it was done for 24 hours. So with the new system, I can do 3 on very hard, or whichever the second from the top is. I can do that 3 times and max that out, then try to do my pulls. I'm not thrilled with the pull system, like the randomizing of are you lucky, are you not, because I've been pretty unlucky on all of them. It's been 3 or 4 pulls to get the ticket on each one, and I still don't have it for the third.
I think the items they're giving you in the prize box are pretty I mean, like, eventually you can't pull like bad items anymore.
Right. I mean, so the items are better. It's still a little bit randoming. The fact that it's on a 4-hour, the improvements are it's on a 4-hour time, and you can pick the level on which they all happen instead of having to do all of them again. Like, those were huge improvements.
Yeah.
Like, the Ho-Oh event is more fun. It is still very grindy because it really depends on your luck on the pulls.
I think the polls, at least for me, have been exciting because I like opening stuff. So it's like, oh, did I get the ticket? No, I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, so that has been a huge improvement. What's worrying about this is putting a cap on that. So let's say the one that you're doing takes 10 stamina and you have 100 stamina. You're not, I'll do it 3 times, I'll do it 3 times, I'll do it 3 times, and then I'm out. It's weird to have made this improvement that gets you to play the game more and then be implementing a system that will say, but only so much.
Unless you spend money, which is, again, they haven't said that.
They haven't said that.
That's most
they
games with
that.
a stamina meter is like, here's money to get past that.
To refill that.
But I feel like the Ho-Oh event conditions you to say, like, and games need to sometimes do this of like, hey, you can grind this if you want, but come back in like 4 hours.
I mean, the grind did that for most people anyways.
I just have such a philosophical problem with the concept of auto battle. It's like, I came here to play a game.
I like auto battle a lot.
But it's like you've been brainwashed into thinking that this is a valuable thing.
Let me tell you about Pokemon Quest.
I'm going to put you on. So
Pokemon Quest is different.
In the previous game, though, having to play a level that you are 50 times more powerful than isn't fun. It is just eating up my time at that point.
Yep.
I don't
know, but that's that's the combination flaw of we now are living in an era of games that never end. There is no final satisfaction. I've defeated the final boss. I have triumphed over this game. You're just going to be playing for you. The chain is around your neck. You're playing forever. But not only are you playing forever, and it's like, well, now I'm level 200, but I got nothing to do but do level 5 things over and over. Not only that, but now you're having the thing play itself. And it's
it shouldn't, but you shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. They should introduce something that can say, like, if I need these rewards and I played it, let me skip it. Don't.
Yeah, they should introduce an end. And it's like, all right, I got
that's not
to
mobile
the
games.
Yeah.
I mean, I was definitely very satisfied when I got Ho-Oh, and it was a combination of, again, I was very lucky in some of my polls, but I did enjoy waking up knowing that I would get 12 tokens 3 times, and then the thing would go on cooldown, and then I was like, I get to open 3 loot boxes, and it's possibly Ho-Oh, and I did that for 8 days, and I got Ho-Oh today, so like I did feel satisfied getting Ho-Oh. It was exciting for me to get something good in the morning, good before I went to bed, but like that quest line, I think, on top of me finding the Ho-Oh mechanics pretty okay, honestly, and my battles, my 3 battles were auto battles. The fun for me was like building the team to do Ho-Oh, and then and I honestly think the Ho-Oh story is very good. Like, I think the story they tell between Silver and Ethan, and Silver having a pure heart. I think everyone knows that Silver. Well, look, the reward is Silver and Ho-Oh. I think we all know that Ho-Oh goes with Silver at the end. But I think the story that they do in Masters for Ho-Oh is very good. And it adds a lot of character to Silver, which is kind of portrayed as like a thief in Gold and Silver. There is lore about Silver outside of that, but not like specifically in the game. You kind of have to read about it and stuff. But I think
that's my favorite part of Masters is the lore that they introduce. Yep.
They do a lot of great story building. There's one section where Silver talks about his dad, and then they cut to Giovanni kind of going, "Somebody talking about me?"
Yeah, no, that part was very, very charming.
On the auto battle thing, if I'm gonna be forced to grind something over and over, that's gonna be the same no matter what. I would prefer for it to be auto on some level.
You're only forced to grind because you have signed that contract with the devil.
Oh,
you can free yourself by
Zero.
The only way to win is not to play at all.
All right, war games. Go back to the 80s.
Been doing, but now I want Ho-Oh because of all this talking. So,
and what's the weird dude with the cowboy uniform who's like, I just saw Ho-Oh over there, and I told it to stay still, and it flew away. I'm like, of course it did,
uniform? Are you talking about Clay?
Whatever video starts up when they first introduce Ho-Oh into the game.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, dude was chasing Ho-Oh, and then he's like standing in a cave, and he's like, oh, it's like a bald dude or something. And he's like, I can tell my master that I found the...
He's not a cowboy. He's the main villain's bodyguard.
Oh, it looked like he had like a cowboy-type shirt on.
Bulk guy. Also, I just realized Milotic maybe shouldn't die first. Maybe it was Samurott that was the weak link on my team.
Oh, yeah. Samurott, sacrifice Samurott.
All right,
Samurott's only there to do speed, get to low health, so you bump everybody up. While Milotic traps everybody in Whirlpool, and Feraligatr wrecks house.
Yeah, Feraligatr real good. Samurott first. I really do like the Ho-Oh event.
Milotic is a disappointing partner, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know who else you would put.
I mean, it's the best option. I just think there are.
You could maybe run Palpitoad and.
Yeah,
but
maybe
like,
the Mirror Coat move is pretty bad. I mean, the only way Mirror Coat is very good is if you make sure Milotic is targeted first, and you somehow make sure that Milotic goes very fast, like is first out of the gate. But it eats up so much of your bar. To just set up a reflect, and you don't know if it's going to be the 2 losers or Ho-Oh that's going to hit you. It's not great.
2 losers. Oh.
Ponyta and Slugma, 2 losers.
Yeah, Ponyta and Slugma ain't really helping Ho-Oh out that much.
They're like, hey, we're here too, and you're like, you two go into a whirlpool. I'll never think about you again.
I'm gonna download it again for this. I'm experiencing some FOMO.
Brittany, don't do it. Save yourself. You got yourself free from the shackles.
Every time I hear someone talk about it, that's when I open it up again.
We'll play Monster Hunter together. Brittany, I'm playing Monster Hunter again.
I'm going to download Vanguard 0 now, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It does end the 13th.
Vanguard Zero is real good.
Oh, look who's chained now, sir.
I mean, they just did some very interesting mechanics. I pay 0 into Vanguard Zero, and I play like
paid
one
0
match a
into
day.
Masters.
But for how long will you be paying 0?
The only game that I put money into is Gardenscapes. So
That's
there you
the
go.
real
Oh, no.
crime, Will.
That's
That
the
is
one.
the real. We need to take a
That's the
break.
one.
That is
Gardenscapes. You're gonna sit here on your high horse. Meanwhile, that horse is stuck in Gardenscapes that you haven't left for 15 years, and $4,000 later.
Gardenscapes hasn't been around for 15 years.
and
Trust me, if I could be putting money into Dizzy Bee, I'd be putting money into Dizzy Bee.
So when you put the money into Gardenscapes, they don't exist in 5 months. We need to take a break. We'll come back. We gotta talk about Pokemon Go. We will be right back.
You are the worst.
Microsoft.
They had the best presentation because they had this voice that kept saying, exclusive. 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 Like over and over and over again. It was great. And it was like literally the same voice every single time. Exclusive.
Before we get to Pokemon Go stuff, because we already spent 30 minutes talking about mobile game, let's talk about something more interesting. Sales numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're all investors on the board, apparently, that
Right.
we care about sales numbers.
This is NintendoLife.com. Nintendo Switch has sold 55.77 million units worldwide.
That can't be possible because I can't find one in any store anywhere. This is false news.
You need to go with Slick Deals. They show up every so
Slick
now
deals.
and then. Slick Deals, yes.
Okay, Tom Nook. Or wait, no, it's more like red.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Yeah,
red.
that's red. That's way red.
Nintendo's fiscal year earnings released. Is finally on our hands with updated sales figures, consoles, and more. This will include Pokemon news, I promise you. The reports revealed that the Nintendo Switch has sold 21 million units in the last year, putting it at 55.77 million in lifetime sales. Software sales have totaled 168 million units, which is a 42% increase year over year. Animal Crossing saw early success, and it is one of Switch's top 10 best-selling games. Before we get to sales numbers of video games, the Wii sold 101 million hardware units with 921 million software sales. The NES sold 61.91 million. It really just shows how powerful the Wii was. 61.91 million NESs with 500 million software titles sold. The Nintendo Switch 55.77 with 356 million software sales. The SNES at 49 million with 379 million software sales. The Nintendo 64 at 32 million. GameCube at 21 million. And the Wii U at 13.56 million. Poor Wii U.
Yeah, that didn't sell so well.
I mean, I bought it.
I bought
I
it
still
too,
have
but-
mine.
I do too. It's still hooked up for no apparent reason.
Since the Switch is portable, just to compare that to some things here, the DS sold 154 million units, which is very, very impressive, of course. The 3DS sold 75 million units. So the Switch is catching up to the 3DS, although I don't know if anything's going to catch the popularity of the DS. Maybe. Switch is...
I mean, Switch is doing real good, but
It sure is. Let's talk about some games. Mario Kart. Oh, I spoiled it. I should have started from the bottom up. Well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the winner. It sold.
This is why we don't put you in charge of contests.
When are we getting a Mario Kart for the Switch?
That is the Mario Kart for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
Wait,
the
I
Wii.
thought that was the remake.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
it
the
was.
Wii
When are we
U
getting
remake.
one that's like a native Switch?
Why did they
Mario
need
Kart
to?
9.
It's the best-selling game on Switch, and it's just a remake of a Wii
So
U
that
one.
me and my friends can get back into karting.
Hey, there's 24 million people that are karting right now. Well, maybe not right now, but have karted.
Yeah, because those people didn't buy the Wii U.
Maybe. I mean, possibly. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 24 million. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 18 million. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 17.41 million. Super Mario Odyssey, 17.41 million. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, 17.37 million. I think this is, besides Animal Crossing, the newest game on the list. Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, 11.97 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 11.77 million, which is the newest game on the list. Splatoon 2, 10 million. Super Mario Party, why? Who bought that? Who bought
You
that?
did.
No, Nintendo gave it to me for free. I didn't pay money for it. Super Mario Party, 10 million. And the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which is a Wii U game that they ported over, 6.6 million. That Mario Party's not that great.
No.
I mean,
think I tried it
all the
once.
Mario Parties are real hit or miss. It lives and dies on the mini games, and the time for mini games
Yeah.
are now on mobile. So
Mm-hmm.
So the real news here is the Pokemon news, right? Sword and Shield, as of this recording, is 6 months old, 7 months old. Well, technically, these sales were at the end of the fiscal year, which was March. So I guess we don't know what happened in April and May that's when the pandemic stuff started. But
That's true, yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these numbers are strictly from Nintendo's website. They reported on them to their investors, so obviously they should be as accurate as possible here. If we focus on the Sword and Shield news specifically, Sword and Shield sold 17.37 million, which, if we're not counting Red and Blue and Gold and Silver, which were the Game Boy games, and we're counting everything that is Gen 3 and higher when they had that split, this is the second best-selling game. Again, not counting Red or Blue or Gold and Silver, because that was some weird 90s success. This is the second best-selling game besides Diamond and Pearl.
I mean, Gold and Silver told what, 23 million?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Sword and Shield will ever pass that. I don't think any game will ever get to the 23 million that Gold and Silver had, and what, the 35 million that Red
Yeah.
and Blue had.
The initial excitement is over. Like they hit the big numbers, and now it's just, somewhere in between where everybody's comfortable.
Diamond and Pearl, 17.67 million, and so Sword and Shield is literally number-wise 300,000 away from passing Diamond and Pearl, which would make it the best-selling game in the last 20-some years of Pokemon.
Diamond and Pearl did real good.
Yeah, it's so I made a chart about this if you want to. It's my pinned tweet on Twitter if you want to just easily see all the Pokemon sales numbers. But when Ruby and Sapphire came out, that was 16.22 million. Diamond and Pearl was 17.67 million. Black and White, 15.64 million, which is very weird because their marketing was out of control for Black and White, and it just
I wouldn't say out of control. I would say it was just right.
they marketed the heck out of that game. But I think if maybe Reddit / YouTube / Twitter were a big player back then, you did hear about people being mad that you couldn't have your playthrough of Black and White with Charmander. You had to beat the game. But people were very upset about that. 15.64 million. X and Y, 16.45 million. Sun and Moon, 16.18 million. And Sword and Shield, 17.37 million. So I think that Sword and Shield's going to pass Diamond and Pearl. They're less than 500,000 away from passing it, and there's another holiday coming up and there's DLC coming up, so it's not like people can really wait for a different version.
There's another holiday coming up?
Yeah, it's Christmas.
That's not coming up. I mean, there's a far
more
more
than half a
important
year
holiday
away.
coming up in
Yeah,
like
Greg's
a couple
birthday.
of weeks. And people don't buy enough stuff for that, even though it's the best part of the season of May.
I mean, I would argue that video game sales are doing really well during this time, too.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see it overpassing just because of current events.
Yeah, I mean, I think individual games will sell. I'm just curious. Like, Switches aren't cheap, and a lot of people aren't making money. So I
True.
don't know if that number will rise as much as we think it will, given the certain current circumstances. Like,
Well, it's definitely demand because they're sold out.
Yeah, and if you were to look at 3DS sales when Diamond and Pearl, obviously there wasn't 150 million DSs when Diamond and Pearl came out. There was 150 million DSs near the end of that life cycle, but that's 3 times the amount of hardware out than the Switch. There's only 55 million Switches in people's hands, I guess. I don't know how many are stuck on a boat or in the back of a Walmart right now. Probably none, because they're not making them as fast enough. This number is like super impressive just in general, but this number is going to get weird once DLC comes out, because like Ruby and Sapphire sold 16 million copies, and then Emerald sold another 6, and then like Sun and Moon sold 16 million, and then Ultra Sun and Moon sold 8 million. So I don't know if Sword and Shield is going to sell another 6 million copies because of
the DLC.
I would argue that if the DLC is strong, that it will. Because people will. Well, number one, they're adding more Pokemon in.
Yep.
Which is going to get people excited. But yeah, just people will like if it's really good DLC, they're going to say, "Oh, hey, this is what I was waiting for," and then and kind of the steam of being so burned by what they feel as a slight from the Pokemon company will have kind of passed a little bit as well.
And I feel like it feels a little different with DLC as well, because you're getting the base game and you can choose whether or not to pay more or extra for the DLC, whereas Emerald and Ultra Sun and Moon were completely separate games, so you had to choose whether or not to get the original or get the third version, if you will.
Yeah, and we know there were players that were like, "Oh, I'm just going to wait for the third one."
Yeah,
like absolutely.
They kind of figured
those
that
have been around forever.
Yep. Now you can't. You have to commit.
If nothing gets delayed, the DLC is next month, probably at the end of the month. But do they put out like a retail version in November, assuming that the second set of DLC is in November, where it's a cartridge with both DLCs on it for $60 or $70 at like maybe a discounted price, but maybe just at $60 and you get the DLC on shelves for the holiday?
Yes, they absolutely do.
Because I feel like you just
mean
don't
like a deluxe edition.
Yeah, like
or
a deluxe
something like
edition with DLC. Like this is Sword and Shield plus both DLCs on the cartridge in a box on the shelf.
Yes.
Too long didn't read. Boycott didn't work for Sword and Shield.
It's because they didn't tell Japan. And it was too late.
Yeah, they didn't tell Japan about the boycott. Pokemon Go Live. Let's get this Pokemon Go news out of the way. 2 things. 1, there was a Snubbull Day thing today. We're recording this on a Saturday night. I don't know if you guys did the Snubbull stuff.
Nope.
Oh, no.
I have a lot of
forgot.
Snubballs already, so
I was
don't
busy
care.
being asleep.
All right. Well, as somebody who played the Snubbull Day, it was pretty good. They did, it was 20 tasks of 3, or 20 quest, like it was a 20-point quest line. Each quest had 3 things, or whatever they call it. So 60 things altogether, right? 20 times 3 is 60. And I think they increase. I heard that Snubbull was as shiny, had the shiny luck as Minccino, which was like 1 in 10, 1 in 15, something like that. It took me about 4 hours to complete it, and I was playing pretty slow. I played at home. All of the tasks were catch 3 Pokemon, then you get a Snubbull, catch 3 curveballs, get a Snubbull, take 3 pictures of your buddy Pokemon, get a Snubbull. So it was pretty easy. And yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. They did refresh you with like Pokeballs and Great Balls and stuff as you went. So pretty easy to do it from home. So that happened. They are also doing a Incense Day for water and dark Pokemon on May 17th from 11 to 5 local time. So they did this before with the, what was it? It was like grass for an hour, then fire for an hour, then water for an hour. So they're doing water Pokemon and then dark Pokemon, water, dark for 6 hours. And you will see an increase of Murkrow, Sableye, Scraggy will finally be in the wild.
Ooh, get that shiny Sableye.
That's true.
Ooh.
Horsey, Timepole, and Alola Mola will be somewhat, I don't know, they say they may appear, might appear, I don't know, Niantic might appear, may not appear, it says in the press article. And it will feature Carvana, so if you're looking for a bright green ugly fish that turns into a purple shark, now's your chance.
May I talk about my problem?
Sure.
Earlier this week, I was kind of, I don't remember what I had done, but I was like, you know what? The time has come. I can start playing Pokemon Go at work. I was like, I'll incense it up. They've made this game for the homebound now. It makes sense, to play while I'm at work. Mm-hmm. So, incense, Pokeball Plus, go for it. And I was like, well, if I'm doing this at home, why don't I just try to do the Canto Challenge? I was like, okay, let me look at that. And I was like, okay, these tasks are going to take some time, but I can do it. So I did challenge number 1, got through it all. Did challenge number 2, got through it all. Started doing challenge number 3, and I was like, okay, and this is actually Friday morning. I was like, challenge number 3, good. Okay, I'll get done with this and I can move on to the Johto Challenge. And that's when I noticed that the Canto Challenge had 9 stages to it. Okay. Why would you time delimit something that has 9 stages and make one of them be like, I'm not even going to complain about having to do the raid because I went and bought a raid. Also, sub-complaint B, I opened the store in Pokemon Go and literally, I am not fibbing in the slightest bit. The store opened up. It said 1 coin for a remote raid pass, and immediately that disappeared.
Mine did the same thing.
Gone.
I don't know what happened there.
You don't get the 1 coin remote raid pass. You didn't get.
I'm
so whatever.
Slightly jaded about this too, but continue your story.
I had 100 coins. I bought a remote. That was fine. It was the you must catch an electric Pokemon. I'm like, where am I going to find an electric Pokemon down here in South Minneapolis? We don't have those. Like I looked, I said, I have 5 hours left. There's no way I can get through 6 stages done. But what's really awful about that is now I have 0 incentive to do any of the other challenges because the whole point is you do all of the challenges and then you get invited to that final event.
The Genesect one, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm there's no way I'm going to be getting that. So not going to bother with the rest of it. Except I'm lying to myself. Except I'm lying to myself. I already paid money for the Genesect. I just didn't complete that mission either. Wednesday of next week, I'm going to look and I'm going to be like, oh, let me do the Johto Challenge. And then I'm going to be like Friday morning, I'm going to be like, wait, I have 5 more stages to complete? Never going to get this done. All right, that's my complaint.
But the Canto Challenges was actually set up pretty cool. So if you followed it, it actually followed the Canto line. So for example, the first quest was catch 3 grass, water, or fire Pokemon. That's obviously the Pokemon you start with. Then it's snapshot a bug type Pokemon. So that would be like the forest. And then it's catch a rock Pokemon, which would be like Mount Moon. And then the first reward for doing those 3 is Onix, which is Brock's Pokemon. And then it's battle and a raid, which gets you Clefairy, which would also be Mount Moon. And then transfer 3 Pokemon, which is probably like a reference to like meeting Bill. And then catch a water type Pokemon because you're in Cerulean City. And then the reward for that is Starmie, which is Misty's Pokemon. And then you evolve 3 Pokemon, which I guess would be like the breeder or the daycare. And then it's hatch an egg. Well, maybe that's the daycare, which gets you Snorlax, but Snorlax appears to be blocking your route. And then you catch an electric Pokemon because you're in Viridian City. And then you catch a Raichu, which is Lieutenant Surge's. And then you have to give your buddy a treat, which will get you a Ghastly, which would then show Lavender Tower. And then you would give a gift to a friend, which would be the Dratini in the game corner, which is right before Erica, which that if you do all those, then you get Tangela. And then Chansey shows up, which is Safari Zone. And then that leads into you getting a Weezing, which is Koga. Then if you take a picture of a Ghost-type Pokemon, Lapras appears, which is Silphco. And then Hitmonchan, which is that fighting dojo. And then you do all that, and you get Alakazam. And then there's Evolve a Pokemon gets you an Aerodactyl, which would be the Cinnabar. And then that Pokemon would be Arcanine, which I think Blaine has an Arcanine, probably in one of the games. Number 9 out of 8 was Nidoking, which is Giovanni. And then the final one gets you Mewtwo. So the Kanto questline told a pretty cool story that probably 9 out of 10 people didn't even notice nor care.
Well, didn't notice. Now I care.
The Johto one does like a slightly similar thing, except Johto's a bad region and all the Johto gym leaders have bad Pokemon. For example, Faulkner has a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto. And Morty has Haunter, and Gengar. I think the only gym leaders that actually used Johto Pokemon were like Jasmine, and that was only one of her Pokemon were Johto, which was Steelix. And then I think
Whitney?
Price. Oh, Whitney has a Miltank. Yeah, that's true. She's a Clefairy though. What was that dude? The macho dude? He uses like a Primeape and a Poliwrath, even though they introduced like Hitmontop in that region, but they didn't give it to him. I don't know, and they had like 18 birds in that region, like Noctowl and Hoot, and they gave Faulkner a Pidgeotto. Man, that region bums me.
See?
So they do, it is modified. I think like the first quest of the Johto does get you like Noctowl, I think, or Xatu or something. So it's like slightly modified to be more Johto Pokemon, but it kind of tells like a similar story. So I would expect the same for Hoenn and Sinnoh. When those come around. It is weird though. Yeah, I didn't think about that. If you missed out on the Kanto, now it's almost like you don't have any motivation to do the next ones because you can't get into the Genesect thing now.
Yep.
Huh.
Wondering what that today section was.
That's the section you get to look at now and not participate in.
Yep.
Pokemon Go is going to do, this is off Pokemon Go Live as well. We're running small tests to revamp the Pokecoin system. I don't know if people dislike this as much as they like the Masters news, but there was people with their hot takes on this as well.
Yep, there were.
Right now, the only way to earn coins is to defend gyms, but then since the Pokemon Go's release, we've added features to vastly change the way you play. In addition, with more trainers playing at home, we are looking to provide ways for Pokecoins in one place, so in the future, we will be rewarding you Pokecoins for activities besides defending gyms. We are doing this test in Australia, and it will be coming to trainers after the testing phase. In order to balance the new method of coins, the number of coins earned from defending gyms will be reduced from 6 hours to 2.
6 per hour
Oh,
to 2 per hour.
got it. I was like, 6 hours to 2 hours?
No, so you could get 6 per hour before.
Right, which
Now
is
you
one
get 2.
every 10 minutes. Now it is 1 coin every 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Maximum coins you can earn will be 55 instead of 50. Here are some of the daily activities you might see. Complete the featured activities to receive 5 Pokecoins. Make an excellent throw. Evolve a Pokemon. Make a great throw. Use a berry to help catch a Pokemon. Take a snapshot. Catch a Pokemon. Power up a Pokemon. Make a nice throw. Transfer a Pokemon. Win a raid. During the initial rollout in Australia, we will collect feedback and perform additional testing based on the results. Thank you for the continued support. We look forward to providing you an update to all trainers once testing is complete. Please stay tuned to official channels. I'm still confused about this. I don't think anyone has the right answer unless there was an update, but it says, here are some of the daily activities you might see. Complete the featured activities each day to receive 5 coins. And then they list from making an excellent throw to winning a raid, which I don't do those 2 every day. Well, maybe I guess I could maybe care about an excellent throw, but that's like selective of like certain Pokemon are easier than others.
True.
And you do get a raid pass every day, but that's assuming that you want to leave your house to do a raid. So are they saying I have to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 things to get 5 coins? Or am I getting 1 coin per each thing? There's 9 things, but I only have to do 5 of them? Like, this is really unclear of what they're asking us to do.
They're also not saying that that's a complete list.
And they start off saying, here are some of the daily activities, but then they say complete the featured activities each day to receive 5 coins.
So I have a feeling it's going to be like a section on the Today tab where random things are going to pull up.
And if you do like the 3 random things, you get the 5 coins.
You get the 5 coins.
I'm assuming it's you get 1 coin maybe per task, and then there's like if you complete all of them, then there's like a bonus type thing. So if I recall correctly, I think Wizards United does do that.
Is that a game?
That way.
Some Harry Potter insider info.
Right? I haven't played that much longer than I haven't played.
Oh.
Any other game.
Probably for the best, honestly.
If I recall correctly, that's how they did it.
I mean, what my take would be is because this is combined with them reducing the number of coins you get from defending a gym, is that you would just get 5 coins for each of the activities.
No. You get complete the featured activities to receive 5 coins.
Yeah, so that
I don't think each
like,
activity is worth 5 coins.
I mean, that's your opinion. I have a
You think
different
catching
opinion.
a Pokemon, they're going to give you 5 pennies? Heck no. That's like the easiest thing you can do.
The first time you catch a Pokemon a day. Yeah. They give you 5 coins. You ain't going to buy much with 5 coins, friend.
I mean, it's true.
Maybe if you get that 7-day streak, then you get the 5 coins.
I mean, they could go anyway.
I think, to me, the second sentence says complete the featured activities with an S each day to receive 5 coins. So I think that there's going to be a list of like 3 things. You do all 3, you get 5 coins. That's it. That's all you get.
I mean, that's sad. It's almost not even worth getting out of bed.
Well, if the activities is like take a snapshot, catch a Pokemon, have a nice throw, you're going to be doing that anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't see the issue.
Take no snapshots.
I mean, I do with my buddy. I mean, the thing is like right now, the coin system to earn coins is very dependent if you can find a gym. Particularly good if that gym is in a remote location that doesn't see a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Or, in the case of downtown Minneapolis, if you can manage to stay downtown at 5 when everybody leaves, and then find one open and dump one in, it will last all night. But, like, the gym thing to earn coins was very limiting, very luck-based, and really, like...
I mean, it's pretty easy to get 50 coins if you live in a city and you have, like... I mean, this is the unfairness of Pokemon Go, but if in a perfect world, me, Greg, Brittany, and Will lived in the same area and we were all on the same team and we played Pokemon Go in the evenings together as friends do, it would be very easy for us to take any number of gyms we walk by and they would probably be very safe overnight and we would all get 50 coins every day.
In an ideal world.
Yeah. But you are still on the wrong team,
I don't know if
Steve.
ideal is the word for it.
4 people
Perfect.
walking past the gym, knocking it out is very quick, and all putting 4 Pokemon in is totally different than one person spending anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes to knock out the gym solo and then put 1 Pokemon in, and then somebody else driving by or walking by being like, oh, there's only 1 Pokemon here, I'm going to take this. Because we are all that people. We were all those people that will walk by a gym with 6 Pokemon in and go, nope, not interested. But if all 6 Pokemon have 1 HP,
That's true.
you better believe you'd be like,
Yep.
I'm taking this. But the problem is you're putting 1 in, and you're not putting like 2 in or 3 in or 4 in, which then somebody else is going to be like, oh, only 1, easy to do. I think it's cool that they're giving you another way to earn coins. I think that the gym system I think is fine. I'm sick of hearing people being like, it needs to be 100 coins like it used to be. No, the old gym system was so incredibly garbage and broken. You had to go through like 9 layers of Pokemon just to get to the end to even put a Pokemon in, and then it would get knocked out right away. Like the amount of people claiming that they were earning 100 coins a day, they were like the 0.001%, and the amount of time you had to invest for $1 was ridiculous. now, if there's 6 Pokemon in a gym and they're fully powered up, that's not worth even if I was with a friend, I don't think that's worth 15 minutes for 50 cents. And if you were like, oh, well, it's going to be worth $1, I don't know. I can make $1 in 15 minutes.
It's not about the money. It's about the pride of achievement.
Now that they're changing this from 6 per hour to 2 per hour, what's the math on that? How many hours does it have to be in a gym to get max? 10 hours, right? No, 8 hours. 36 times 5, 42, 48. Yeah, close to. It has to be in a gym for 8 hours, and now it has to be in a gym for 25 hours. So yeah, then I'd be waking up to like 26 cents instead of 50 cents.
I don't know. Anything that requires me to leave my house if I'm not already planning to leave is not going to get me out of here.
You got that this day and age, yep.
It's not wrong.
So I prefer Masters, in this case, to the grind over Pokemon Go.
I'm assuming the daily activities you only get is 5? So if you're doing it every day, that's 35 coins a week? By doing whatever the feature activities is?
Yeah, if you're maxing out at 5 a day, that's 35 coins a week.
And if you're maxing out gyms every day, that's 350 coins a week. And if you're maxing gyms and coins a day, you're up to 385 coins a week.
I mean, you're stopped at the 55, right? Each day, no matter what you do combination?
Yeah, right. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like 6 to 2 is not great. Maybe like 6 to 4 or 6 to 3 I'd feel better about, but saying a Pokemon has to be in a gym for 25 hours to max it out, or take 3 gyms at night to like equal the 1 gym, because you max out at 8 hours. But I guess it's pretty easy to like put 1 Pokemon in a gym for 8 hours, especially like where Milwaukee parks close at 9, so the 200
I
IQ.
think it's easy in your area.
The 200 IQ is you get to the park at 8:55, you knock out the 1 Pokemon with 1 HP, you put your Pokemon in the gym locks from 9 to 6, and then you're golden. Because Milwaukee has that rule.
Yeah, it's easy for you.
Cheating the system is what you're doing.
But most Pokemon I've left in gyms usually stay in the gyms until the morning.
Nah. That is not my experience.
Not your experience?
Yeah, I haven't found a good one before I haven't even checked here.
You got some hardcore people raiding at 3 a.m.?
In downtown Minneapolis? You bet. When bars let out? Yeah. Well, used to. Now nobody goes down there, so.
I almost went down there on Friday.
Get all those gyms. Almost. You didn't.
All right, Greg, give us your question. Well, that's all the news we got.
That's it.
Greg, give us a question of the week here.
All right. Ready? If you have something you wanted to ask, get it to us. That's your only task. If our interest you happen to pique, it'll become question of the week.
I need some more to pick that up. I recognize the tune. I just can't. The name's not coming to me.
Yep.
This is from Chris. With so many characters, why doesn't Pokemon Crossing exist? Come on, Nintendo. I want a full island of electric rats pulling up Oddishes, fishing for Basculins.
Wait, which Chris asked this one?
Chris G.
Chris G.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
That dude and his organ harvesting.
I said this on Twitter because somebody posted Animal Crossing
every time
figures.
an Animal Crossing comes out, somebody does fan art for it.
Yep.
And the Pokemon fan art, Animal Crossing fan art, I'd be like, yeah, I would play that game forever. But I could only have 10, which is even harder than picking your team of 6. You have 10 people, and then I'd be like, do they evolve? Is each line its own? Like, is there a Budew villager, a Roselia villager, and then a Roserade villager, or is it just the final level? Like,
no, I feel like they do some limit where they like we're only including 2. Like, what do they do in?
Animal Crossing decks it. I see.
Well, they do that in Mystery Dungeon. You can't get all the Pokemon in Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, but they can evolve. I'm just saying, do they have set or as your friendship grows, does your villagers evolve? There's a lot of questions
a weird
I have.
Concept too, like your villager suddenly evolving into something new and
Like the
different.
next day,
please.
they
Your
walk out.
villagers change all the time anyways.
Yeah, but no one wants a Wailord villager anyways. They can't fit into the house. They got a
Speak
weird
for
walk
yourself.
animation. What happens if you have Wailord and Skitty in your town? Do they take into account the egg groups?
Can you hatch villagers?
Oh, no.
There's no
The well
eggs.
is
There's
deep.
no hatching. No. No.
Because then they would have to introduce a dating.
Oh yeah.
Mechanic.
Oh, this is the game writes itself.
In all honesty, I was thinking about this, and I don't think that, think that even if there was a crossover, like, even if it was, like, Pokemon or Digimon or, like, Mario characters, I just think that at a certain point, no matter what, like, if it's your favorite series and it's Animal Crossing and you don't like Animal Crossing, you're not going to get it. Like,
Yep.
At a certain point, it's just, that game is not... You can put Monster Hunter, one of my favorite series, into Dragalgia Lost. I still don't want to
Which
play
they
Dragalgia Lost. Like, I just don't.
Yes, they did, and that event was really good, and the fights were really fun, and they mirrored what happened in in Monster Hunter.
And so,
It's like
it was really well
Nuba
done.
It's like Nubunaga's ambition. I was like,
yeah,
you can throw as many Pokemon as you want in there. I'm not going to touch it.
And now my main character can transform into Rathalos. So
that sounds awesome. That actually sounds real cool. But, like, because I've been playing so much Pokemon and so much Animal Crossing on Twitch, there's just, like, there's a certain set of people that are watching me just because they like to watch me, but they're like, man, Animal Crossing is not for me. And it's like, what if they were Pokemon? They were like, I just don't want to pick weeds and, like, sell turnips. And it's like, I get it. Sometimes I don't want to pick weeds and sell turnips either, but here we are.
I mean, you don't have to pick the weeds.
It's true.
you can just have a messy island.
You can just pay somebody else to pick the weeds. It's like real life.
You could.
Well, Pokemon of the week.
Well, last week's Pokemon was a crossword puzzle. And boy, I'm kind of concerned at your guys' abilities to interpret... What was it? 6 down, two
Six
parts of
down.
the body connected by the digestive system, and you look through all of the Bulbapedia entry.
Nobody
there are people who
looked.
there are people who got the Pokemon of the week and still couldn't get 6 down.
I mean, I gave you my answer, and you said it was wrong.
Because it was wrong.
Chatot wouldn't fit in any of the boxes.
Correct. No Chatots at all. What were the answers? Like a recording studio is soundproof. What you achieve when you win. Victory, the electric mouse Pokemon. Pikachu, like a hummingbird sap sipper. A type that isn't strange. Normal. 5th generation region. Unova. The number for your perfect person, 10. The path you take, paved or not. Route 10. To ram head first. Oh God, what was that one? Now I can't even think of it off the top of my head.
Headbutt.
It's like, no.
Skull Dash.
I don't know. Buffalon's signature move. It is paved for transportation. It's a road.
This is a PG
Isn't it,
podcast.
Exactly. 2 down on the downs. 1 who seeks clues. Detective, because this Pokemon was featured in Detective Pikachu. 4, this week's Pokemon. It was... Who was it, Greg?
It's
Dedenne.
Buffalon.
Correct.
The Boof.
2 parts of the body connected by the digestive system. Yes, you could say mouth and other things, but if you were to look through the Bulbapedia page for Buffalon, you might say, where is the mouth located? It's located in the head. And then you'd say, oh, yes, Buffalon knows the move, headbutt. Okay.
I said headbutt.
Yes, you did. That's what I said. That's when I said it's not 6 down. Acting
I
without
hunted
care.
the Buffalon one time.
Sure. Acting without care is reckless. What a battery holds charge. Hairstyle popular in the 60s and 70s. I don't know why it even took Greg any amount of time to get
Because
afro.
that hairstyle is timeless.
Well, it is timeless. You are correct, but it was mostly popular in the 60s and 70s.
Today. This very day.
Okay.
A lot of proud people.
That is true. There's
when
all
I think 60s and 70s, I think Beehive.
That's 50s.
No, it's not.
The top of a match is Head, I think. Wasn't it? 16 down Head? Yes. Anyways, Bouffalant. That was the Pokemon of the week. There's like no trivia for Bouffalant, so I'm not even going to strain.
It's based on a buffalo.
Boof.
It was May's Unova horoscope.
Yeah, well, in the Unova horoscope, it is the Pokemon for May. How's that shuffle icon there, Greg?
Not too bad. I mean, it's, giving me a bit of side eye. It's got a little Porygon eye, which I'm not thrilled about, but otherwise it's pretty good.
Porygon eye?
Yeah, it's really like angular. They made the eye very angular in the shuffle icon.
Call James Turner. Get him on the phone.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Oh, I will.
All right. Now, because I'm angry at everybody for having so many difficulties with my beautifully made easy crossword, you get this week's Pokemon of the week. Buckle in, buckle up.
Buckle it.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, it is. Here we go.
Safe it up.
And it's, I will give you an additional clue before I start reading what I wrote. This is Steve's fault.
Chatot.
No, it's Chatot.
Nope. The careful listener will know that it's not Chatot. Only some of this is relevant to this week's Pokemon. This film received a 39% on the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter, with the critics' consensus stating that its pulpy pleasures are constricted by its own absurdity, but creature feature fans may enjoy its brazen silliness. With the description, a documentary film crew journeys to the depths of the Amazon in search of the mysterious Shirishama Indians, and ends up fighting a gargantuan, insatiable snake that squeezes its prey to death, eats it whole, regurgitates it, and then eats it again. IMDb describes the 1997 film with, a National Geographic film crew is taken hostage by an insane hunter who forces them along on his quest to capture the world's largest and deadliest snake. Finally, Wikipedia claims it is a 1997 American adventure horror film directed by Luis Llosa and starring Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, Jon Voight, Eric Stoltz, Jonathan Hyde, and Owen Wilson. They had a cast
with that.
They did.
Why did these people say yes? Oh, paycheck.
They needed a paycheck.
Yeah, they needed a paycheck.
It focuses on a documentary film crew in the Amazon rainforest that is captured by a snake hunter who is hunting down a giant legendary green snake. The film received mixed reviews but was a box office success. It grossed $136.8 million worldwide against a budget of $45 million, and also achieved the status of a cult classic. It was followed by a series of films. The sequels for this film include titles such as The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, Offspring, Trail of Blood, Lake Placid vs. this movie.
Oh, no.
The main thing to consider here is, and this is the important point, folks, what if this movie took place in a desert instead of the Amazon? There you go.
And the casts just get worse and worse with each sequel.
Don't look. Don't look.
Shut up.
Look at the... No.
Clearly a bottom feeder. That is the greatest one-line review for this sequel.
No. All right, that's our episode. We'll be back next week, of course. If you want to stay up to date, Twitter is at PKMNcast. Greg is at White Wing. Will is at Washing the Sink. Brittany is at
Bev Granger 711.
I didn't know the numbers.
Bev Granger 711 getting them slurps.
I am at Dragging a Lake. We'll be streaming on Twitch all week, except for Thursdays. I've been taking Thursdays off, so if you need some Pokemon content, Monday night raid hour at 6 p.m. Central Time, Mondays on Twitch. I believe the raid rotation is May 11th, which is Monday night. I think it rotates at 7, so I guess we'll see what the new raids are together when they rotate at 7 Central Time, I think. So that's the plan. Egglock is done. Episode 1 and 2 of the Egglock on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, all that stuff in the show notes below. So if you missed the parts of the Egglock, it's the Supercut stuff is on YouTube.
Supercut.
So you don't have to watch 8 hours. You can just watch 20 minutes to get the gist of it, get the good moments. And I did some master polls on YouTube as well. Well, technically I did on Twitch, and then they got sent to YouTube. So if you want to see me lose my mind and be frustrated from spending money in Pokemon Masters, that is also on YouTube as well. So thank you for the support. We're running a promotion right now on Patreon, so anyone who signs up for the Patreon in the month of May will be featured. Their names will be featured in a project we're doing in July, which will be our 10th anniversary of the podcast. So if I do it a month ahead of time and not do it in June, I can be on top of things. So that's why we're running the promotion in May and not June. So we don't fall behind on anything. So when July comes, we are ready for that. So any new patrons or current patrons will be part of that. Pretty much, if you want your name on what we're doing and you sign up for Patreon, that's running all month. Also, we changed the $25 tier on Patreon, so instead of getting a mug, I think everyone has gotten mugs at this point, and Patreon only lets me send one mug. We have changed the gift, so now it is a tote bag, which is very cute, and I'll be getting a sample in soon to share with you guys who are at that level. Pretty much, if you're at the $25 level, you're just getting a new thing for not doing anything, so just free rewards for you. But thank you for listening. We will be back next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are...
super effective.
Super
gotcha.
Yeah.
How's your stamina?
Super stamina.
This podcast is supported by our Patreon backers, and some of those people paid money to get their name read at the end of this show. A huge thank you to Alex, Courtney, Jetsy, Casey, Catherine, Kay, Kevin, Liam, Matthew, Noah, Patrick, Ryton, and Sejanus. And a shout out to our executive producer of Anthony. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support the podcast as well, you can go over to patreon.com/itssupereffective, or you can head over to the easier to remember domain, ise.cash. Super easy to remember because money exchanges hands, and ISC is short for the podcast. Also, shout out to Nick, who does all the music for the show. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for making it to the end. This was new. Hey, it was different. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for supporting the show and listening. Really, really, truly appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Bye.